So I'm gonna tell you why I left my old life and came to start a new life in Thailand. Videos from the vacation and show you how I accidentally ended up signing the lease and getting the house. Hey y'all, I'm Jamila. Some people know me as Thesis, and what you may not know is that I picked up and moved to Thailand about 7 or 8 months ago. And got all my clothes, my kids, shipped it out from Santa Clarita, California to Thailand in Southeast Asia. A lot of people don't know that I'm here when they had the fires in LA. I fortunately was not there at the time, and so I was okay. So when people called, I was like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm actually in Thailand. So I do generally keep a low profile, but I figured that might be a little bit too low. So I decided to let everybody know officially I now live in Thailand. So if you haven't seen me in the streets of LA, this is why. So I'm gonna tell you why I left my old life and came to start a new life in Thailand. And I'll show you pics and videos from the vacation and just kind of tell you some of the reasons why I decided to stay and some of the things that drew me here. And then I'll show you how I accidentally ended up signing the lease and getting the house on the last day of the vacation. And then we ended up moving back 6 weeks later. Respectfully, it's a lot going on in the States. And I realized about a year ago, last year in January, that I was really, really stressed out. And, my partner asked, what do you want? Like, what do you want? And I generally, humbly am like, I don't want anything. I just want, I'm thankful for everything I have. I had a stroke before and I died, went in a coma. So I'm just glad to be alive. I'm glad for life in general. I don't want anything. And she's like, yeah, but if you did want something, what is the thing? What would it be? And after a little thinking, I came up with, I really just want a break. A mental health break, a moment to just relax, a moment to not be stressed out and feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. So that's the thought process that prompted me to even start thinking about moving. I did a little research, and then I talked to one of my friends who had been living in Thailand for 4 years. What's up, Neka? And she gave me some tips and some pointers and some real good direction and guidance about Thailand overall, but especially Chiang Mai. So I ended up coming to Thailand for vacation, and I was going to go to Chiang Mai, to Phuket, to Pattaya, and to Bangkok. Do all 4 of the big places where tourists go, and then decide. I ended up never going to any of the other ones and coming straight to Chiang Mai and staying here the whole entire time, and then moving back. So needless to say, I really love this place. So here they live sabai sabai, which is like Hakuna Matata, or everything is Zaire, or it's all good. Like, don't stress, relax, live your life. And the people here are pretty laid back. So that's kind of the vibe that I needed. And that was a big part of why I specifically picked this area. Because though it is tourist here, it's not the touristy place. There is no beach. There's not a big city. There's not a big nightlife. This is more for the laid back. This is what they call the digital nomad capital. So a lot of people who, they work remotely, they have their own jobs, influencers, YouTubers and stuff like that come here because the prices are so cheap, like so cheap you can't even believe it. And I can show you some examples, but that's a big pull, is just being able to save money. But also, keep in mind, people are not stressed out all over the world. Pretty much just in certain places. We are socialized to believe that we live in the best place in the world.
USA! 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 USA!
Now, I'm not going to say if it is or if it's not, but I will say you go somewhere, pretty much anywhere, and you decide for yourself. Now, this was actually, the vacation was actually my first trip out of the Americas. So I've been all up and through the Caribbean, PRDR, spent some time in Cuba. I did cruises up and down the Mexican Riviera. I even caught COVID on a cruise to Alaska. And when I was a kid, every vacation was a road trip. We lived in Dallas, born and raised. If we went to Disneyland, it was a road trip. 5th grade, my mama was 8 months pregnant with my little brother. Shout out, Tax. What's up, Big Jiggy? And we drove 24 hours to go to Los Angeles. Oh my God, I could tell you a story about that. I went all the way out there and didn't even get to see the Captain EO. Michael Jackson? That's a whole nother story. Anyway, when we went middle school to do a civil rights tour, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, the Lorraine Motel, Dr. King's childhood home, we drove from Dallas, Louisiana, Mississippi, about all the way. And then we went up to Atlantic City, which was the final destination. For some odd reason, that's where we were going, and we drove it. So a long trip is sort of old hat for a road trip OG like myself. So when my parents decided we were going on vacation, they were determined. We were hopping up in that car and getting there any way we could. And that's how we need to be right now in 2025 about traveling around the world. Get your passports expeditiously and go somewhere, anywhere, just for a little bit. Check it out. Take some vacation, take some time. If you come here, the plane ticket is going to be your biggest cost. I'll tell you, spoiler alert, that when we were here for vacation for 16 days, outside of the flights, if you take every dollar that we spent on accommodations, food, sightseeing, travel, souvenirs, everything, we did not spend over $1,000. And it was more around like the 8 something. But we did not spend more than $1,000 in 16 days here. So when I fly, I usually fly standby. So the cost of the ticket from LAX to the international airport here in Chiang Mai is about $200. So $200 each way. But if you're flying regular economy, it's about $700 to $1,000 each way on the low season, and about $1,500 to $2,200 in the high season. The flight is long, I guess. It's relative. It's from LA to the first layover is about 12 to 15 hours, depending on the route you take. And then there's a layover. We stopped in Taipei, had a 2-hour layover, and then the flight from Taipei to Chiang Mai is about 4 hours. So total around 21 hours from gate to gate. So not too bad, especially considering they feed you, and I'm not talking peanuts and Ritz crackers. They have full meals with a little salad and a hot meal, dessert, fruit juice, drinks, wine. So it's actually not too shabby. And on that long flight, you get 2 meals. On the second flight, you get another meal. So you get 3 full meals total. So if you don't have any snacks or food, you're fine. That's all included in the flight. We actually had the worst seat on the plane, as it were. It was the very last row, the very last seats in the corner. They did not fully recline, and that's kind of the price you pay for flying standbys. You don't get to choose your seats. But overall, not that bad, you know. we landed in Chiang Mai, I could instantly feel the warmth and the welcoming environment. It's a feeling I can't describe because I've never felt it in any other place. But we took a taxi cab to our first place, which was kind of way out. We didn't really know from the booking. It seemed close, but it was in Mae Rim. Would bring us fruit and cookies and little treats each day. So it was a really, really nice experience. Right up the street from them, like walking distance, you go to a place called Muan House. And we looked for it on Google, but when you get there, it is literally a house. And there's one guy working and you got to walk around a little creek to get there. And then, there's a man in there cooking food. And they also have like a hostel in there. So maybe 3 or 4 rooms with people in them. But that's kind of all over. Everywhere is a hostel and everywhere is a restaurant, kind of. Chiang Mai, we ain't even seen the city yet. I'm yours. The next place we stayed was in an area called Songkran, where it's a lot more touristy. It's where the cool night market is, where all the high-rise hotels are. The Intercontinental is over there. So we stayed in the high-rise. We got the country living experience, and now we wanted the city experience. So we stayed in the 15th floor of a high-rise called the Astra, and it was really nice accommodations. It was small, but very clean, very neat and well put together, nicely furnished. It had a pool on the roof. It was a sauna, which we didn't discover till the last day, and a workout area, a whole gym. And it was just a nice place. There was a restaurant downstairs, a coffee shop downstairs, and it was in the center of everything. So every day we could walk to the night market, walk to the day market, walk for food, walk for coffee. Everything was very, very close. So one of the things that I said was my goal when I came on vacation here was to get massages every day. Now, in the States, I'm a massage therapist, so I know the benefits of receiving a great massage. But the way I want and need massages, it's way too expensive. I mean, I would usually get 1 or 2 a week, but I've had weeks when my body was in pain that I've had 5, 6 massages in a week in the States. And that's at over $100 a pop, $120 a pop minimum. So it can be a very expensive habit, but here, it's not uncommon to find 300 or 350 baht for 1 hour, and that's around about $10. Now I do know some 250 baht, and actually the therapist that comes to my home is 250 baht an hour, and I get 2 hours twice a week. But there is even one up the block for 150. It's all right. The people are really nice. But I wanted massages every single day. And I got so many Thai massages, so I was sore. Like you can get an oil massage or a rubbing kind of thing, but they're mostly acupressure, walking, stepping. If you got joint problems, tight muscle problems, chronic pain, Thai massage is the way to go. So even in the States, I was up on that. That's how I kept my body right for work. So we went to different places all around. We Googled some places, and they kind of do a routine. Each place, the owner sort of gives the staff a routine, and they follow that. But I wanted somebody that was going to focus on pain. So I found a place called Sun Bamboo, and I went there. Once I found that place, I went there every day. And it would be 1 hour, 2 hours. And they were on the expensive side, so about $500 an hour. And I would get 2 hours at a time, so it was $1,000. And then if 2 people get the massage, then that's $2,000. So both of us got 2 hours, 2 people for 4,000 baht. No, for 2,000 baht. I'm sorry, which is like $50. So 4 hours of massage, no, it's no way that you could get that in the States. So that was one of my favorite parts of being here. And the owner of Sun Bamboo is a lady named May. And I told May while we were getting a massage one day, it's my birthday coming up. We just came here to celebrate. I said, oh, it's your birthday. Okay, we celebrate. We have a party at my house. I said, okay. Where I'm from, people kind of just be talking. They say talking out the side of their neck. But I said, okay, great. She's like, 8 o'clock tomorrow, you come here. Okay, great. So we did our day, and then we came back, and it was actually on my birthday. So on my birthday, I had a birthday party at May's house. And May has a husband who's from Germany, and then her daughter, and then her daughter's boyfriend. They picked us up. She came to the shop, picked us up, brought us to her house, and they had a whole spread for me. Now, it's not traditional birthday, obviously, cake and ice cream, but one thing they don't do a lot of here is cheeses and like lunch meats. They did a whole spread of antipasto, all these different meats and different kinds of cheeses and different kinds of crackers, and they had wine and they had whiskey. It was so dope, like perfect strangers, but they were so excited to have the black lady at their house. It was really, really cool. One of the coolest things that happened. Another reason that made me say, this seems like a place I could get used to. So dinner at May's house was one of literally the icing on the birthday cake.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it is ticklish. It is ticklish. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And since they're all over here on me, it's gonna take them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's gonna take them a second to get to you. Oh, but they probably did want this over here.
God.
You can do it. You can do it. She doesn't like tickle.
Oh my God.
You can do it. Okay. Go ahead.
No problem. Okay.
Yeah, they're all at the bottom right now.
Okay.
Here they come.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
You can do it. You can do it.
Oh my God.
You can do it. You can do it.
Okay, okay. They like, come on.
Right, they are waiting. Oh my gosh, even the baby ones.
Look at them, they're trying to get my hair. Well, all right. So new fear unlocked.
Super tickles?
No, just one touching me was more than I could handle. How are you doing that?
Because I'm imagining it's the bubbles. I'm
They're
imagining.
eating you.
Stop it.
I cannot do. As soon as they touch me, I just.
They are eating the dead skin off of my feet.
I can't do it. If this was made for $1 million. Did it hurt?
No, oh, they was getting this one spot, and I'm like, ooh, thought they was coming up my leg. They're not. This is amazing. Like, it really feels like bubbles. Okay, you done?
So while we were staying at the Astra, this was the 13th, 14th, 15th of April, around there. And this is when they celebrate Songkran, which is Thai New Year. And they celebrate with a national water fight. And for Songkran, the water symbolizes the washing away of the old year, the old past things, all the bad stuff, and making way for the new year, all the good blessings and life that it has to offer. So people are excited to get sprayed with the water, and they're excited to spray you with the water. And they are very considerate about splashing you with the water. If you're holding your phone or if you're not paying attention, they don't just ambush you. But most people are not doing that. Most people are into it. But they'll ask, you play? You play? If you say yes, oh, you about to get shot with some water. I got poured over by an old lady and some children. And it is so much fun. So something I've never thought to experience before, but I definitely want to do it again. This year I'm gonna take better footage. I can't wait to April for Songkran. We're gonna turn up. If you do come to Thailand, that is a perfect time to come. the realtor gave us the information for the house, but when we got in the Grab, aka the Uber, and went there, they took us way out back to May Rim, which is far, and that was the incorrect address. Well, the realtor did not know English, and so they called another realtor to help translate for us, and this is where we met Mika. So Mika called, and she was like, "Oh, that's the wrong address. Come back to this address." And I was like, "No, that's too much trouble. It's obviously not the place for us, so we're gonna pass." And that was it for me. But she said, "No, don't worry. I'll pick you up. I will come and get you, bring you to the house. It'll be great." I'm in a coffee shop, so they're behind me. So Mika said, "I will pick you up. Just give me the address to where you are. I'll pick you up in the morning. I'll come and take you to see the place." Now, mind you, this was the day before we were leaving, so it wasn't a big deal. We were just looking. So we said we're in this particular area in Building J. And she said, "Oh my God, that's my building. I live there. I'm in Building C." So it turns out the next day when she came to pick us up, she was literally right up in the same complex to pick us up. So that was a good sign. Then when we got to the house, when we pulled up, I just felt that feeling when things are going right. So we walked in the house. It was just beautiful. Everything about it was picture perfect. So needless to say, the adventure began right there. So in case you want to hear the rest of the story, we ended up going back to the States for 6 weeks. I got sick the first meal that I ate outside of Chiang Mai, and I had food poisoning. I was sick for about 7 days. I didn't eat. So my body did not enjoy leaving Chiang Mai. A couple months later, when they had the big flood, which was supposed to be smaller than expected and not in the areas where we lived, we ended up flooding out the house, and I could tell you about that if you want to hear all that. And also let me know what other things you want to know, what places you want to see, what kind of information you want. Am I over talking? Am I oversharing? Too much information, too many numbers? I know some of the slides go by fast. So if you want some clarification, just let me know in the comment. Also, this is my first video, so I'm not an expert at editing. I'm kind of going crazy with the graphics. I thought it was pretty cool, but it is time consuming. If it's entertaining, if it's engaging, if y'all like it, let me know. We can keep going down that track. Otherwise, I can regroup, find a different format, and you know, just continue to let y'all know about my adventures here in Thailand. So right now, I'm about to go for a swim at the local pool, and let's see. Can you see it, Uncle? They got a pool with a little cafe. All right, so that's pretty much, I mean, that's pretty much the end of the vacation story. I could tell you, in the next video, I can show you living in the house, how amazing it was. We went swimming every day. And I could tell you how we ended up losing the house because of the big flood, and then the hospitalization, the motorcycle accident, the crazy landlord, the hostel. Oh my gosh, so much has happened in the last few months. Just let me know if you want to know more, and you know, I'll make it happen. Thank you so much for watching. So nice to meet you. I'm Jamila, aka Mrs. Thesis, signing off from Thailand. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see the next videos. Also, if you could like it and comment, get the algorithming, and then, you know, I'll make more videos. Just give me really good feedback, honest feedback. Too long, too short, too this, too that. Fantastic. I like good feedback too. Just let me know, and hopefully I'll see y'all next time.